Muhammadu Buhari summons Minister of Power over incessant blackout. Kaduna State government imposes curfew in 2 local governments as bandits kill villagers. Correspondent reports on World Down Syndrome Day. And on the foreign scene, the European Union set to agree on 5,000 strong response force in defense push. Coronavirus is real and deadly. Do not be confused. Get vaccinated against the virus immediately at the nearest vaccination center. This message is brought to you by the United Nations Children Education Fund, UNICEF. Good evening. You're listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 21st of March, 2022. And now the news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari has summoned Abubakar Aliyu, the Minister of Power, for a meeting at the presidential villa. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, announced the development in a statement today. Nigeria's national power grid collapsed twice within the week, leaving the entire country without electricity supply. The latest collapse followed weeks of bickering among operators that have led to poor power generation by the electricity generation companies. According to the statement, President Buhari also called for a meeting with Hope Uzodinma, the governor of Imo State, over the fresh wave of violence in the state. The statement said during Salami, the president's chief economic advisor was also summoned for a meeting on the state of the country's economy. The president is scheduled to meet separately with them, and he would be apprised of the latest developments in Imo State, the power sector, and the state of the economy. The statement said it could be recalled that the president, while condemning the spate of violence in Imo State in the aftermath of the destruction of buildings and assets of the police and the home of Professor George Obiazo, President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, pledged to review the security situation in the southeast of Nigeria. The Kaduna State government has declared a 24-hour curfew in Jama'a and Kaura local government area of southern part of the state. Samuel Aron, Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, disclosed this in a statement today. He said this followed advice from security agencies after break of law and order in the region. The statement said the measure will assist security agencies to stabilize the situation in the areas, save lives and property, and enable the restoration of law and order. Aron said security agencies have full authorization to enforce the curfew. He said the government appeals to all residents of Jama and Kahura local government areas to cooperate with the security agencies in the urgent task of restoring peace and upholding law and order. The federal government says over 70% of medical drugs being dispensed in Nigeria are substandard. The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency made this known on its website ahead of the Primary Healthcare Summit tagged Reimagining Primary Healthcare in Nigeria. It added that the majority of Nigerians do not have access to health services. The agency said the country is faced with a number of healthcare challenges, and it stated that majority of Nigerians do not have access to healthcare services, where 20% of all maternal deaths globally occur in Nigeria. Infant mortality occurs at a rate of 19 deaths per 1,000 births. Children under 5 are dying at a rate of 128 per 1,000. Over 70% of medical drugs dispensed in Nigeria are substandard. It said the weaknesses of the PHC system led to the underutilization of the PHC, resulting in significant burden within the health sector, with patients relying on tertiary and secondary healthcare services. The Kaduna State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has declared open the 2022 Law Week organized by the Nigerian Bar Association Kano branch. The State Governor, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, declared the Law Week open today in Kano. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, represented by the state's Deputy Governor Nasir Yusuf Gawuna, commended the state NBA branch for organizing this year's Law Week event and making it a success and a historic 1.
Lawyers are the only people that can sit down and make sure that justice prevails. If the lawyers do right and the judges do right, there is nobody that can stop that. Because whatever happens, if judgment goes, whoever you are, you have to accept the judgment. And so I believe the government will do all that it can. The executive arms cannot interfere with the decision of the court, because when we are in trouble, we also go to court.
In his remarks, the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, who was represented by Rabi'u Yusuf Hausawa, said the Office of the Attorney General remains committed to ensure justice for everyone in the country.
That many of you have willingly traveled long distance to be here serve as a reminder to us all how important our work is in ensuring justice dispensation and the struggle to adhere to the rule of law. The Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice remain resolute in the attainment of access to justice for all, where justice is delivered and prevailing in our society. Lawyers, by their nature of calling, are committed to raising the quality of justice dispensation to every person in our country, regardless of race, creed, or circumstances. Our mission is to achieve justice to all.
In his remark, the chairman, Nigerian Bar Association Kano Branch, Barrister Aminu Gadenya, said the theme of the event is aimed at identifying the challenges faced by lawyers in the current situation of the country. Correspondent Zara Nasser reports that the event was attended by former NBA President Barrister Abubakar Balarabe Mahmood, Commissioners of Justice for Kano and Jigawa states, among others. And on the sporting arena, former Super Eagles midfielder Edema Fuludu has advised the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, not to get involved in the team selection ahead of the World Cup playoff against Ghana. Correspondent Mohammed San Uba has details of this and other sports updates.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria will be competing with the Black Stars of Ghana for a ticket to the 2022 World Cup to be staged in Qatar. The first leg comes off at the Babayar Sports Stadium in Kumasi on Friday, before the return leg in Abuja on March 29 to be played at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. Fuludu, a member of the Super Eagles squad that won the Africa Cup of Nations at Tunisia 94, has urged the NFF to allow the coach and technical team to operate independently without any interference ahead of the game. Similarly, 5 players have arrived at the Super Eagles camp ahead of the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Ghana, but the number is expected to swell to 18 by the end of the day. The arrival of the 5 all defensive players was confirmed by the Super Eagles media officer Babafemi Raji today. William Truls Ekong, Leon Balogun, Oluwasemi Ajayi, Ola Ena, and Frank Onyeka are the early beds, although Captain Ahmed Musa and striker Odien Igalo are both reportedly in the country. In another update, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has pledged his administration's steady contribution to the development of sporting facilities in the state. Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the Lagos State Sport Commissioner Shola Ayepeku as the special guest of honor during opening ceremony of the 2022 Nigerian University Games Association Championships, being hosted by the University of Lagos, reiterated his commitment to uplift the youth so that they can express themselves in all fields of human endeavors. Meanwhile, Vice Chairman of Lobby Stars FC, Tama Andofa, has said the club will undergo a major restructuring before the resumption of the 2021-2022 Nigeria Premier League in April. Andofa said Lobby Stars FC will return in the second half of the league with a better squad and zeal, saying the club will no longer condone the lack of commitment shown by some players. And on tennis, Rafael Nadal says he suffered from breathing difficulties during his straight set defeat by Taylor Fritz in the Indian Wells final. Nadal, aged 35, appeared out of sorts and quickly found himself falling down before leaving the court for treatment. He looked more comfortable on his return, but he struggled to break down a determined Fritz, who won 6-3, 7-6, 7-5. Muhammad Sanoba, Freedom Radio.
The global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM.
When my wife and I took up a life insurance plan with AXA, we thought only our children will benefit from it. We never knew it came with living benefits. So you can imagine our pleasant surprise when the free health check cover helped us discover my wife's illness on time. And we quickly got her treated before things went too far. The best part is, she was able to recover in time for our daughter's recital. Now that's what I call living with benefits.
A major part of being a parent is being present. Stay in the picture with AXA Life Insurance Living Benefits. Free health check, loyalty bonus, cashback, and permanent disability covers. Call 0700 AXA Mansard today to speak to an AXA financial advisor.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The United Nations has designated 21st of March annually as World Down Syndrome Day. Down syndrome is a genetic disorder caused when abnormal cell division results in developmental changes and physical features of the syndrome. Correspondent Hafsat Abdullahi Danladi takes a look at the importance of the day and files in this report.
Down syndrome varies in severity among individuals, causing lifelong intellectual disability and developmental delays. It is the most common genetic chromosome disorder and causes of learning disabilities in children. It is also commonly caused other medical abnormalities, including heart and gastrointestinal. The United Nations has set aside March 21 of each year to find ways to educate carriers on how to pull them up. Nigeria has joined rank of other countries in celebrating the day, which is facing many challenges in area of education, infrastructure, and other basic necessities. Some Kano residents with Down syndrome express challenges they face in their daily life.
I want to cross and back and buy a 3 phone and mouth. I buy a diesel 500 free from a salt and Florida.
A B C G C I B C J K L M S T C Blue Assurata.
My name is Muhammad Abdul.
Here in Kano State, doctors have already started mobilizing and educating the children suffering from the disorder on how to take better care of themselves. Dr. Asma'u Abba Garuko, a pediatric doctor at Mala Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, explained what causes Down syndrome.
Down syndrome is a genetic disorder which usually results from an abnormality of a chromosome, which is called chromosome 21. It has been found out to be the commonest cause of learning disability, especially among children. The symptoms of what you find out is all the children with Down syndrome usually have the same face sheet. They have this abnormal face sheet that is common, very similar. They all look alike. The only difference is the race or maybe the color of their skin.
Malam Abdurrahman Bello Ibrahim, a principal at the Osman Memorial College, Kano, describe how they teach children with their Down syndrome.
In some cases that they are not doing perfectly well in terms of comprehending the learning material, but it doesn't matter. Slow and steady they are moving.
This year, team is raising public awareness on how to effectively care for those who are suffering from mental illness and how to support neglecting them. Hafsat Abdullahi Alladi, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, the European Union was set to approve today a new defense strategy designed to increase the bloc's capacity to act, including setting up a 5,000-strong rapid reaction force. The plan in the pipeline for 2 years has undergone a last-minute rewrite to increase the focus on the threat from Russia after Moscow invaded Ukraine. EU foreign policy Joseph Borrell said ahead of a meeting of the bloc's foreign and defense ministers that it's not the answer to the Ukrainian war, but it is part of the answer. European Union leaders have described Russia's assault on Ukraine as a wake-up call that their 27 nations have to take a more muscular approach to their security. United States led military alliance NATO has for decades provided the bedrock for European defense, and the war in Ukraine has reinforced the insistence among many EU members to keep Washington close. And with this, we've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful evening.